The more that I see these titles from these articles from these companies, the more I think they think that people are ignorant or that they're stupid. Look at this title right here. An Nvidia earnings blowout could actually be bad news for the stock. This is what JP Morgan is trying to tell people. Are you serious? This is one reason why I really want the people who listen to things I have to say that they pay attention to the chart. Always pay attention to the price action of the stock, because these other entities apparently don't have your best interest at all. Why could this be bad news? Let's see what this article has to say. Let's see from the perspective of JP Morgan, because apparently someone is not right. Either the market is not right or JP Morgan is not right. Look at these guys right there, looking worried. They don't believe the title neither. Look at them. I can't believe JP Morgan just said that. Have they not seen the price in Nvidia? Investor expectations for Nvidia's upcoming earnings report are sky high. JP Morgan said Nvidia's stock price could negatively react to a blowout earnings report. And if you saw the price action in Nvidia yesterday, who got egg on their face? Yes, JP Morgan. Who's the analyst that came out saying that this could be negative, a blowout earnings? Because they need to be placed on disciplinary action. A corrective action plan needs to be placed in a personnel folder because they just put a bad reputation on JP Morgan. Because the market is the ultimate decider. That's why I want people to realize is that it don't matter what one man, what one woman has to say. They're not going to move the price like that. They don't have more weight than the market as a whole. That's why I laugh at these articles that is generated. Okay. So, quote, the bigger the beat, the more the market will think that supply is getting better. Is that what will negatively impact the stock price for Nvidia? Are you serious? The bigger the beat, the more the market will think that supply is getting better. Apparently, they're thinking correctly because the price of the stock went up. So make that make sense. JP Morgan, where are you at? Explain to the people, why did Nvidia stock go up when the beat was great? The market is thinking that supply is getting better. All eyes will be on Nvidia after the market closed today as the company releases its fourth quarter earnings report, and investor expectations are sky high. Tell me whether or not the market in Nvidia met those expectations. They did. They met the expectations of the market, because if they didn't, then the price in Nvidia would not close up 16.5%. So kudos to Nvidia, because now they placed JP Morgan in a bad situation. Which is why I'm telling you, don't listen to these people. Listen to the market. Now, and even if Nvidia exceeds investor expectations when it reports results and guidance, the stock could see a negative reaction. A Wednesday note from JP Morgan's trading desk. Apparently they had ulterior motives. Period. Maybe they were on the short side. So they had to try to drum up some negative publicity for Nvidia. Like, don't get this thing twisted. Everyone is not playing on the same team. JP Morgan, given that they wanted, seemingly, presumably, wanted to see the market go down in Nvidia, so they had to come out with some negative press to try to sway the market. But you can see it didn't work. It's crazy how they're not telling us the analyst's name. Let's look at these comments real quick. Because I do like the comments that people write with these articles. Look at that. 97 people commented on JP Morgan. Let's look at this. I have been wondering why Nvidia stock went down ahead of earnings. Makes no sense to me, but of course I remember when it was sold off at $300 when everyone thought that was as high as it could go. She or he doesn't understand the market dynamics. Market moves off of supply and demand, period. It doesn't move off the fundamentals of the business of the company. If you're willing to pay a high price, I'm quite sure that there's a seller willing to sell it to you at that high price, and vice versa. That is how market dynamics work. It doesn't matter about how many chips were sold. It doesn't matter how much revenue they brought in. It doesn't matter how much expenses were reduced over the last quarter. All great, but it doesn't determine what the price of the stock will be. Those are two separate things. You cannot bring them together. You cannot correlate them, because the market is really based on individual parties. Someone thinks it's worth this price. Someone thinks that is not worth this price. And therein lies the market. Therein lies where people try to determine what value is. And to think these analysts are paid 6 to 7 figures to put out these wishy-washy forecasts where they try to make it so they're right no matter what happens. And they do that consistently. They play both sides of the mouth. It could do this, but then if that happens, it will do that. They do that all the time. Please remember, the JP Morgan does not have your best interest in mind. They don't care if you are buying or selling, just as long as they can convince you to do something. That's the only way they can get in your pocket. Motivated by wanting a market downfall. I mean, they have all the charts and data. How can they be so wrong unless they want to be? They are trying to talk down the market. Maybe that's why the banks don't do so well in investing. Don't listen to them. Social media has enlightened many people if you just know how to search for what people ultimately thinks. So having comment sections open on articles really tells you the mind of the people. Apparently they don't like what JP Morgan had to say. Obviously, he badly wanted the stock to drop after earnings report. That's very obvious. Translation: we mad we missed the boat. Hopefully this worthless article will bring the share price down so we can get some. JP Morgan equals snakes, and they are wrong often. And Jamie Dimon lied about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Lots of money settlements over JP Morgan's knowledge involvement. JP Morgan equals a culture that breeds greed. Well, let's sum up the whole article. When they post earnings, the stock could move up or down. It could be a good thing, might be a bad thing. People might be excited, people might be concerned. This dude got his training from Jim Cramer, the king of nothing reliable with sound bites. These people went off on JP Morgan. It don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. So here's the stock right here. So we didn't drop a price prediction on our last video for Nvidia, but now I think that the market has a higher aim for Nvidia. Yep. So with that being stated, we are going to create a buy zone into the market. Okay. So now what I want for the market in Nvidia to do, this is our newest buy zone. It's already trading up there around $800. I think on our last video, we told you some analysts had targets of like $900, $1,100. I think it's too strong right now, but I do suspect that this move to the upside in Nvidia is not over. But for me, I'm going to wait to let this market come down. It needs to cool off. So this buy zone right here that I've created, I want to see the market come close to this area here. because it's too strong right now. It's even making all-time highs right now in the pre-market, $800. So everyone is still euphoric about the stock. I want this excitement to wane. I want it to go down so that the market will move on to something else. And then the price action in Nvidia will begin to go lower. And hopefully it'll come down to a reasonable price to where we can say, all right, let's go ahead and look for this market to go higher. Let's jump on board. Unless you've already in this move, kudos. Look at this on the 2-day chart. Like, that's definitely bullish. Definitely bullish. Here it is on 3. Again, definitely bullish. The volume even backs this move. Oops, let me fix that for you. The market even backs this move. Look at that volume. So there is consensus for the market in Nvidia going higher. Here it is on the 5-day chart. Take a look, it's on the weekly. Like, it's still bullish. So I do suspect that the move to the upside is not over. Here it is on the 2 weeks. Back-to-back indications of strength being seen, closing at the high of the bar is there. The market is already letting us know what they think. But for me, I'm just going to chill out on the price prediction. The idea is that price will continue to move to the upside. I just want to wait for a reasonable level though for me. So I'm not going to drop a forecast yet. But for you, you can. Give me your thoughts. Make sure you maintain the profitability. And as always, trade different.